Where is the January 2026 Google Pixel update? As we step into 2026, many Google Pixel users are asking one simple question. Where's the January Pixel update? Every new year usually starts with a fresh batch of software updates, security patches, and performance improvements, but this time, Google's schedule feels unusually quiet. While Google has already published Android-related updates tied to AOSP, Pixel owners are still waiting for the official January update to land on their devices. So what's going on? Is the update delayed, or is Google simply following a new release pattern? To understand what's happening, we need to look at how Google's Pixel update strategy has changed over time, and what that means for January 2026. Google's old Pixel update schedule explained. For many years, Google followed a very predictable routine. Pixel updates were released on the first Monday of every month, almost without exception. Pixel users came to rely on that schedule, knowing exactly when to expect security fixes, bug patches, and feature improvements. This consistency helped build trust. If the first Monday arrived, Pixel owners could confidently check for updates and expect something new to download. However, that familiar schedule officially ended toward the end of 2023. Why Google changed its update timing? In late 2023, Google confirmed that it would no longer lock itself into releasing Pixel updates on the first Monday of every month. Instead, the company said it wanted more flexibility. The reason? Quality over deadlines. Google explained that committing to a strict calendar sometimes forced updates out before they were truly ready. By removing the pressure of a fixed release day, Google could take extra time to polish updates, resolve last-minute bugs, and avoid pushing incomplete software to millions of devices. While the announcement caused some initial concern, Google has mostly kept its promise. Pixel updates have still arrived within the first week of each month, just not always on the same day, January 2026. What we expected versus reality. Now let's talk specifically about January. The first Monday of January 2026 has already passed. And unlike previous years, no Pixel update arrived. That immediately raised eyebrows among Pixel users who were checking their phones for the monthly update notification. Google did release something on that day, though, the January 2026 Android Security Bulletin. That bulletin outlines security vulnerabilities and fixes for Android as a whole. But it does not automatically mean Pixel devices receive their update at the same time. Before 2024, the Security Bulletin and Pixel updates usually arrived together. Since Google changed its schedule, that connection has become much looser. Security Bulletin versus Pixel update. What's the difference? This is an important distinction. The Android Security Bulletin is a public document that lists vulnerabilities and fixes affecting Android devices. It applies to manufacturers, developers, and OEMs across the Android ecosystem. Pixel updates, on the other hand, are device-specific software packages that include security patches, bug fixes, performance improvements, sometimes feature enhancements. Seeing the Security Bulletin without a Pixel update is now normal. And that's exactly what happened this January. When does Google usually release Pixel updates now? Although Google no longer sticks to Mondays, patterns still exist. Looking back at recent months gives us a clear picture of how Google now handles Pixel update timing. December update arrived on December 2nd, a first Tuesday. November update dropped on November 11th, a second Tuesday. October update landed on October 8th. A second Wednesday, September update came on September 3rd, a first Wednesday. August update released on August 5th, a first Tuesday. July update arrived on July 8th, another second Tuesday. This history tells us one thing. Google strongly favors Tuesdays and Wednesdays, usually within the first or second week of the month. So, when will the January 2026 Pixel update arrive? Based on Google's recent behavior, the delay isn't necessarily a bad sign. Since the first Monday has already passed and no update arrived, the most likely release window is the first or second Tuesday or Wednesday of January, given that timing. And considering how late it already is on the first Tuesday, there's a strong chance the January Pixel update could drop tomorrow, January 7th, or very shortly after. This would still keep Google within its usual pattern of delivering Pixel updates within the first week or so of the month. Why this update matters more than usual. The January update is especially important this year because Pixel users have recently been dealing with multiple software-related issues. Reports over the past few weeks have mentioned notification delays, system UI glitches, display-related bugs, Play system update instability. Many users are hoping the January Pixel update will address at least some of these ongoing problems. That expectation adds extra pressure on Google to ensure the update is stable before releasing it, possibly explaining why it hasn't arrived yet. Should Pixel users be worried? At this point, there's no reason to panic. Google hasn't missed the update. It simply hasn't released it yet. The company's newer update strategy allows for flexibility, and history suggests that a short delay is completely normal. As long as the update arrives within the coming days, it would still fall in line with Google's post-2023 release behavior. Final thoughts, waiting, but not forgotten. While it's understandable for Pixel users to feel impatient the absence of the January update, so far, doesn't mean something is wrong. Google has already published the January 2026 Android Security Bulletin, and all signs point to the Pixel update arriving very soon, likely on a Tuesday or Wednesday, just as it has for most of the past year. As always, once the update goes live, Pixel users will be notified immediately, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it so you don't miss a thing. Stay tuned, because the January Pixel update could drop at any moment.